Coach, obviously, not the result you wanted from most of that game, but I mean, unbelievable start. I mean, I was kind of taken aback by that 30 seconds in. Just, kind of talk about the way you guys came out to score that goal and catch them napping a little bit and start the way you did with that goal.
Yeah, I thought it was obviously a good start to the game. That was part of our game plan, is just to make sure that we start with our best foot forward, start and set the tone for the game, and try to keep the pressure on early in the game. Obviously, the boys succeeded in doing that. Moments. That's where we had some lapses in key moments of the game. So I think for us, the good thing is we know those moments, and we know those key time that we kind of fell apart, so to speak. So we'll go back to the drawing board and come back next week.
And what are some of those things that you guys can look at in the film and put forth in training to be better for next time?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we conceded some soft goals, and those we hope that are one-offs. Right? In example, the last goal that we conceded off of one of our center back who's not. That's not something that's characteristic of him. Set pieces, that's a big strong point of ours. We talked about not conceding set piece goals, especially soft set piece goals. So that's an easy area that we can go back to the drawing board and make sure that we review and everybody has clarity in their roles. And then transition moments. We know this league is very transitional in nature, so I felt we allowed them sometimes to get those transitions to be able to get into our box a little bit too often. And so those are easy areas that we identified already, that we know that we can go in and we can shore up our team on.
Commiserations on the result. Emezi and Simahan and Ashton Gordon played particularly well. I think when they came on, produced a lot of energy. Were you happy with their performances and what you saw? And was there anything particularly said to them to try and get them into the game?
Yeah, I think for Ashton and Namzi, they are both very good players, very good athletes that we know can impact games with the ball at their feet, with not just their craftiness, but also with their movement off the ball. And so, obviously Damien and Anthony, they had been making some very hard runs in the first half and early in the second half. So in order for us to keep up the intensity to make sure that we were on the front foot, pushing forward, Brody Namzi and Ashton, who were very dynamic players. And so, the instruction was simple. Just go in, change the game, try to impact it, try to combine around the box, try to get in behind the back line, and that they did. And unfortunately, didn't get a goal or an assist. But, yeah.
When you have a game like this where as you mentioned, you concede some soft goals you don't want to concede, it's only the first game, right? So how do you kind of spread this as a positive and use this really as a learning experience to get these guys better moving forward?
Yeah, don't concede soft goals. I think that's the easy answer. I think for us, it's we identified the breakdowns. Obviously, we conceded that soft set piece on top of our box, and it was a point of emphasis for us to make sure that we limit the amount of fouls around the box. So going forward, it's just making sure that in those key moments that we're either getting covered to force the team back or force it wide, just not allowing them in our box. And so the set piece issue as well, it's making sure guys understand their roles and guys understand their responsibilities in those key moments. The other goals, again, some soft ones, transition moments that we allowed, and so it's just a matter of limiting those. So just taking care of the football, just taking care of the football, and it's as simple as that. Whether it's keeping possession a little bit more, swinging it around the back, or if we're going to lose it, we lose it in behind instead of playing square passes and such.
You play again at home next weekend. I know you've got a team of professionals out there who are always hungry to win. As well as working on the things that you said you want to work on from today, are there any particular things that you want to you're going to be saying to them to try and sort of boost their morale, but also get them ready for the game again at home next weekend?
Yeah, again, it's not great. It's not a great feeling losing a football game. So for me, it's the guys are very, very emotional. Myself, I'm very emotional. I try to remove my emotions out of it before we kind of get into the details. So yes, we'll let the guys get away, let them go recover mentally and physically, and then we come back next week back to the drawing board. So as we all get away, I've encouraged them to watch the game and rewatch it and make sure that you remove the emotions from it. That way we can come with a clear mind and we're able to sit down and really discuss the details. So for us, it's about building on the good things that we saw today while mitigating all the things that we don't want to be known for, so to speak. So as we continue progress, the goal is to kind of continue to build. We have to get better in the attacking third. We got behind their back line several times in the box, and we just didn't execute, didn't finish. And when they did, they punished us. And so making sure that we're a little bit more clinical around the box, in both boxes, in our box defensively and in their box when we get in behind. So those are some things that we'll continue to work on and continue to drill going into next week.
It was a great crowd, over 3,000. How important is that as going to be as motivation for the guys for next week, looking at the next weekend too?
Yeah, I mean, the crowd is always excellent here. That's one of the big reasons why guys want to come and play here. So to have 3,000 plus on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening is excellent. So I think for the guys, it's understanding that they come to watch you play and to watch you work hard, but to also win football games. So for getting the guys to understand that, yes, the crowd is here, but we also need to produce. And for us as coaches as well, it's our responsibility to make sure that we prepare them accordingly. So it's going to be another tough week ahead, preparing for Connecticut and making sure that we learn from our mistakes this week while also preparing for the things that they're good at going in.
Farid, obviously not the result you guys wanted, but I mean, a pretty unbelievable start to a season. I mean, we think it's the fastest ever, 30 seconds in. Just kind of what was that moment like to, holy crap, all of a sudden we just scored a goal 30 seconds into the season?
Yeah, it was great. I think that's something we talk about in the locker room at the beginning. The first 5 minutes, go at them, try to score, and if you can kill the game in the first 5 to 10 minutes, it will be amazing. We scored a goal, it was great, but then we have to keep that intensity and that motivation for the whole game. I think that's something we have to change.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, how did that kind of emotionally change things for you? When you have that sort of high so quickly, how did it kind of affect things the rest of the game for you guys?
I think they have nothing to lose, so they are more aggressive. You, of course, have something to lose, so you are more conservative.
Mm-hmm.
But for the future, something we have to learn. Keep calm, keep playing 90 minutes as if we were 0-0, and then try to keep the clean sheet on the back, which is the most difficult thing today. But with the early goal, it would have been amazing. Yeah.
The result today wasn't what you wanted, but you did have a new centre-back partner today, Matthias Anschauer. How did you feel playing with him today, and can you describe him as a fellow centre-back?
No, I think he's been good. He's a great signing for this year. He's shown attitude, always positive, and I feel comfortable with him. Of course, he's new. He's been in for like 4 or 5 weeks, I think, so we have to find the chemistry still. But I look forward to play with him during the season or someone else. So it's gonna be good.
What were some of the things that you saw in this game that you guys can work on in training to get better moving forward?
I think the first goal, they are a little bit lucky with the finish, the rebound. The second goal, in the last minute of the first half, it kills you mentally for us, and they get motivated. It's a different result. I think if they capitalize those key moments, and we have to be strong in those set pieces, because if you go to a locker room 1-1, it's so much different. I think they took advantage of those moments. They put the ball away, we didn't. So I think the result doesn't demonstrate what the actual performance was, but it is what it is. It's football.
But maybe on a positive side, at least a little bit, right? There's so much build up for the season. Obviously you have that great start. Game doesn't go the way you want it to, but how do you kind of use what went wrong, use it as motivation, use it as a learning experience, and also understand, like, now we're in the routine of things. Now the season is here. We can kind of get into our groove as we move forward.
No, 100%. I think now we have a day off tomorrow and then come back on Tuesday and work on all the things that we did wrong, and of course strengthen the good things that we did right. I think it's a long season. This is not a game changer today. I think we have to now be humble, look at the game, watch the game, and say, okay, this is something I have to improve. This is something we have to improve as a team, as players, as coaches, in order to not make the same mistakes next Sunday and win and build from there.
Result aside, how good did it feel to play in front of the crowd again out there?
Unbelievable emotion. The feeling is great. Always coming out and seeing all the fans there cheering for us, supporting us is always amazing. I think I was talking to some of the boys before the game today that they signed this year, and they were like, the guys are cheering for us the whole game. This is unbelievable. Today was packed. So I think I feel sorry today because we didn't show what we have, and I think the result was negative. But hopefully they keep coming because we actually feel the support, and I think they're going to be key for our success this season.
You answered another question I was going to ask there. So, but going back to the tactical side of things, how is, I think maybe some eyebrows were raised to see Tate in the midfield. You know, how is it seeing, you know, him not next to you but in front of you? How did that work out?
I mean, that's something he's been working on, playing as a 6. I think he can play anywhere on the field. He's really good on and off the ball. So it's the coach's decisions. I'm used to playing on my side, usually as a right center back, and he's a fullback. But he's done great as a fullback or as a 6 as well. So always playing with him is a pleasure for me. So